It's been known for quite some time that the first 3 entries to the Saints Row franchise needed minor to significant alterations in order to reach retail in Japan. Just to name off the few most notorious changes, multiple activities and gameplay features were cut from Saints Row 2, NPC bodies vanished near instantly, and the Penetrator was replaced with its lesser-known lewd cousin, the Suspicious Bat. All of these differences have been widely documented, except oddly for Saints Row 4's Japanese port. Maybe it's because the game recycles many assets from Saints Row III, but after a thorough investigation, I can tell you there's a lot to be discussed. So let's start up the Japanese copy of the game and see what variations this version offers. First, we'll take a quick look at minor modifications to the UI. Like the previous ports, the game was obviously translated into Japanese and uses subtitles instead of any added Japanese dub. Though, something odd I noticed is that there's random points in the campaign where subtitles won't appear during dialogue. I'm not sure if it's a glitch, but I can see players getting confused missing important plot points. Then again, it is Saints Row 4, so I doubt it makes for a huge problem. For the last UI difference, the font is once again changed to something more accustomed to what's used in Nintendo, Sega, and Capcom games. Now moving into the big alterations, there are quite a few erotic things that had to be censored. Since Saints Row 2, Volition has had to remove or modify any form of genitalia seen in the game. This includes censoring nudity in Saints Row 2 by forcing the player to have underwear on at all times, and in the third, Oleg has his clothed model during the mission The Belgian Problem. Volition had to also remove every dildo in the third and modify the previously mentioned Penetrator into the Suspicious Bat. For Saints Row 4, there are considerably even more censored things. Nudity, of course, was once again taken out, so your player will automatically be forced to wear underwear. However, the streaking diversion is still available, which is pretty humorous to see, especially now with superpowers. This also affects the escape mission where the boss is normally naked after escaping the simulation.
You're not wearing pants.
This just got weird.
As for the missions where you save Matt Miller and Johnny Gat, they'll automatically be wearing their spacesuits. This honestly makes Johnny Gat's rescue cutscene even more epic. The only character who appears naked in a cutscene that isn't altered is Santa Claus at the end of the Saints Save Christmas DLC. Now onto what I consider to be the oddest change is disabling color customization for the nipple pasties. I assume this was done so players wouldn't make them pink, but I'm just surprised the clothing piece wasn't removed entirely. And funny enough, Shondi's notorious boy toy magazine was actually given nipple pasties. But I guess that wasn't enough since the image was removed from the mission King of Stillwater. One thing you're likely curious about is if the Suspicious Bat makes an appearance, and thankfully it does. Sadly, the floppy physics have been removed and it doesn't have the alternate skins like the Penetrator. And finally, every dildo in the sex club from the Enter the Dominatrix DLC was either removed or replaced with a tentacle bat, with one exception. Easily the largest sexual object in any Saints Row game is the Penetrator throne, and Lord behold, it's still here! I'm simply stunned that this wasn't thought to be removed, especially since it's the first thing you see when playing the mission. So yeah, there you have the Japanese port of Saints Row 4. And I know some of you are likely curious about the Japanese version of Gat Out of Hell, but sadly, I haven't been able to obtain a copy. However, I've done quite a bit of research and it seems there's very little to no changes compared to every other version of the game. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now that I've covered every Japanese port in the series, I can say it's been quite fascinating to see what alterations were made and how certain censored features were handled. All that's left to see is a remastered version of the third, but I doubt there'd be any significant changes beyond a shinier Suspicious Bat. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.